Ooh, me and my grand entrances, right? Sorry. Checking my tea. Has everybody got their tea? Oh, sorry about that. Hi, guys. Welcome to True North. I'm Sarah. Ah, I have my favorite symphony playing in the background. I'm leaving it on. I'll just turn it down. I have a surprise for you at the end of the stream. There, I'll leave it just like that. Oh, I have my little text up. Does everybody have their tea or whatever you're drinking and comfortable? For those of you that are just listening, I know a lot of you listen in their car, which I'm fine with that. If you want to take it as a podcast, no problem. Actually, sometimes I prefer it. I don't have an issue with it at all. At all. Hope everybody's having a great Friday. Happy Friday. Yay, it's Friday. Oh, so I'm going to start with my news and then I'll move on to the other stuff, like why we're really here. There. Chat is open. Turn this up a little bit just so I know when somebody's in the chat. Okay. So, as you'll see at the top of my screen, there's a website there. It's my website. Yeah, I now have a website for my life coaching business. So, if it should behoove you, check it out. I worked really hard on it. So yeah, check it out. Throw your email in there. I'll send you my newsletter and some other really neat stuff. Yeah. If you would like a session, your first 15 minutes are free. It's a consultation session. And then, yeah, there's a bunch of information in there. Again, I worked really, really hard on it until my eyes were completely bugging out. I'm learning so much, though, when it comes to tech stuff. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Wow. Mm, I really, really am. What else? I have my own Pinterest page. Hmm, I love Pinterest. I spend way too much time on Pinterest. Yeah. Hmm. So yeah, you can find me on Pinterest. I'm on Instagram, Facebook. Um, mm, I'm about to be on a bunch of more places, but it's just going to take me time to get there. But I'm getting there. I am spreading my wings. Yeah. So, and these videos that I do here on Twitch get posted to YouTube, and then the podcast itself goes on to Spotify. So, yeah. So if you don't find me here, and it's fine, if you can't be a part of the live stream, that's not a problem. I'll be up on YouTube, and if you watch it, listen to it, whatever way works best for you, not a problem. Hi, Ben. Holy cow, how are you? That's fine. Like I was just saying, a lot of people do listen while they're driving. I have no problem with that at all. Don't text and drive. So this hour-long show is going to be about mindfulness in our love relationships. So that's what I'm going to be talking about for the next hour. And then I take a little break. Um, and then I'll be back for another hour and work on our circles of control in the same love relationships. Um, so that's how I've been doing it lately, just so it's not a whole 2 hours on the same thing. So I break it up a little bit, gives people a few minutes to kind of get up, get another drink, go to the bathroom, do what you got to do, stretch. Gives me a few minutes to get up, stretch, shake things out a little bit. I've been writing poetry again, so I might do a little poetry reading in there, which is what I'm going to do today. Um, and so it just gives us a little break in between, so we're not sitting here for a whole 2 hours because that kind of gets not boring, but I don't know, tiring sometimes. It does for me anyway. It gets tiring for me, like body wise tiring. It's hard to sit still in a wheelchair for 2 hours. So, yeah. So that's the new program. That's how we do it. So, just so you know. And I was just telling everybody that I now have a website and it's up on the screen. Um, and since you're driving, I guess you can check it out later, or it's on my Discord as well. So if you get a chance to check it out, I'd love it. All right, so let's get started. So the first thing I wanted to start off, you guys, with a question. Okay, well, actually, I guess we're starting with an ad. Let's get the ad out of the way. Okay, let's do that. Oh, yeah, let's get the ad out of the way. And while that's running, just so you guys know, I still have the fundraiser going for the Lupus Research Alliance, which I'm a part of. So if you guys feel like donating to that, that would be great. My Hello Fresh is still going. If you guys want to check that out, it'll run here in a few minutes. Oh, what else is going on? It's been busy. And I know I didn't stream yesterday. I'm not going to be streaming every day. I can't keep up with everything and stream every day. So, just so you guys know, it's a lot of work. This is a full-time job, especially now with the website, opening the business. It's it's crazy. So, there's a lot going on. And now the ads are running. I am still waiting for my new glasses to come in. I cannot wait. Oh my God, to be able to see out of both eyes. It's going to be lovely. Lovely. I ordered some new equipment. That's actually supposed to be here later today. It was supposed to be here by 8 o'clock this morning, but it's delayed. Huh. So, yeah, it's fine. I did some networking this morning. I haven't been able to do that in a few weeks. So I was so happy. Got to see some old friends I haven't seen in a bit. I gained some new followers. So that made me very happy. Um, but yeah, I was dancing and singing and goofing off. So, and that was a nice release. I needed to do that. I've been so stressed lately. Don't dare check my blood pressure. No, no. So, making some gains on getting my uh, new boiler and hot water tank. Very excited about that. Thank goodness. Not that I don't love staying with my mom, but I just want to go home. Yeah. And then, like I said, not only do I miss my husband, but I miss my dog and I miss my cats. I'm afraid they're not going to remember who I am. They will. I know they will. But, I miss them. And yes, Tom sends me pictures, but it's not the same. It's just not the same. So, yeah, I'm ready to go home. It'll still be probably a few weeks before they get everything done. But so, yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. So, all right, let's get started. All right. So, when you think of love, what's the first word that comes to mind? And for those of you that aren't driving, drop your word in the chat. Um, and for those of you that are doing this at home later, this is a great journal exercise. Okay. So, we can do it that way as well. So, and I was going to do this as a poll, but I don't know. Sometimes I feel polling is just meh. So here's some options for you though. So trust, connection, communication, growth. Those are words that came to my mind. I know it says first word, but I never have just one word. Comes along with having ADHD. There's never just one. So trust is big, right? Trust is huge. Huge. I know. All right. So let's start with the basics. What's mindfulness? Mindfulness is being fully present in the moment, aware of your thoughts, emotions, surroundings, without judgment. That's the big part, without judgment. In relationships, mindfulness means being fully engaged, truly listening, and responding with intention, whether rather than reaction. It's hard. I know it's hard. I struggle with it still. Still, to this day, I struggle with it. It takes practice. It's work. Relationships are work. That's why I'm doing this today. It's work. Nobody's perfect, right? We need to all work at this if we want our relationships to succeed. We want them to be resilient. We want them to last. So you need to work at this, right? So you need to respond with intention rather than reaction. So here's a little activity. Close your eyes, take a deep breath in and out. Do you notice any tension in your body? I can honestly say yes, throughout my whole body. I am very tense. Bring your awareness to your partner, or if you're not in a relationship, a past relationship. What emotions arise? Without judgment, observe. Do you feel warmth? Do you feel tension? Do you feel distracted? How do you feel in this moment when you take that deep breath? How do you feel? Are you content? It's a very important question. And for those of you that are watching and can, what did you notice? And drop your word in the chat. This is a participation exercise. And for those of you, like I said, participating at home, you can put this in your journal. I just think this is very good. You can do this alone, or you can do this also with your partner. Now, why does mindfulness matter in love? And here are the 4 key benefits, right? Better communication. You listen again to understand, not just to respond. Deeper emotional connection. You become more attuned to your partner's feelings. Less reactivity, more patience. You create space between emotion in reaction. That's what you want. Remember how I talked about the other day taking a step back and not overreacting, taking it in, taking a step back, taking that breath, not reactive, right? They don't need you jumping all over them. And vice versa, you don't need the same thing from them, right? More gratitude and appreciation. You notice and cherish the small, meaningful moments because they're important. They're very important. It's the little things. It really, really is. These little things are important and they matter very, very much. And those are the things you're going to look back on. You know how I analyze things. Um, I'm an analyst. I love statistics. Not that I'm a math whiz, it's just something I happen to be good at. Um, and I love looking back and remembering the little things. And a lot of people do. The blowout fights, yeah, they're going to stick in your mind, but they don't matter as much as the good stuff. And it's the little things that matter the most. And as you grow in your relationship, you're going to realize that, you know, it's not the the lavish gifts. It's the little stuff. I'll never forget Tom, you know, just stopping and picking wildflowers on the side of the road. That's the little stuff, you know, not the store bought, the wildflowers, the poems that he writes. Yes, my Grizzly Adams man can write. Who knew? Yeah. hmm He's a romantic. Yeah, it's that stuff. So here's another reflection activity. The last loving moment. Close your eyes and recall the last moment your partner or loved one made you feel truly seen or valued. Picture that moment in detail. Where were you? What did they say or do? And how did it make you feel? Now, I just told you mine. Tom and I were driving down a long back road and he stopped. It was summer. And he stopped and pulled over and picked me wildflowers. I'll never forget it because it was the sweetest thing. I'll never forget it. And it made me feel loved. And it made me feel special. And I appreciated it more than ever. More than ever. More than the jewelry, you know. It was the wildflowers. I have them pressed in a book at home. I will keep them. Yes. So, for a chat prompt, because again, I try to make this interactive and participation means a lot to me. I know there's not a lot of people in here. Um, drop a heart if you felt something during that reflection. What's a small thing that your partner does that makes you feel loved? Let me know. I'm curious. I'm a curious person. You know this. Um, and if you're watching this later, put it in your journal. If not your journal, put it in a notebook and you can share it with your partner. Because how appreciated would your partner feel if you shared it with them? How appreciated. Let them know. Let them know that what they do matters, right? It does matter. So there's 3 core practices of mindful love. Mindful listening is the first one, and that's active listening. So this is an active mindful listening exercise. Okay, Sarah, it's fine. So think of a conversation you had this week where you truly were listening. Were you? Or were you just waiting for your turn to talk? Because I can tell you right now, there are times when Tom and I are arguing and I'm just waiting for him to shut up so I can talk. Is that fair of me? No, it's not. It's not. It's not fair at all. It doesn't make me a bad person. It just makes me impatient and not an active listener. So in the chat, drop a yes if you were fully present or needs improvement if you were distracted. Well, I guess I need to get it on this, don't I? Needs an improvement. That's me. Needs improvement. Not that I was completely distracted. I was restless, anxious, and not active listening to what he had to say. So here's a mindful listening challenge. Try this, okay? Ask your partner how their day was and only listen. No interrupting, no offering advice, just be fully present. Don't say anything, just listen. See how that goes. So here's another chat prompt. Again, trying to engage people in this conversation. So, what's one thing that helps you feel heard in a conversation? For me, it is response. When somebody repeats what I've said in a paraphrase, makes me know that they're listening. That's active listening. I try to do that as well. I need to work on it. I need to work on my active listening as well. I'm not going to blame my ADHD, but it does play a part. It does play a little part. It's not an excuse. I need to work on it too as well. There's a bobby pin in there floating. Sorry. But yeah, that's how I feel I've been heard is when I know somebody's active listening when they can paraphrase what I have said. That's how I know they're listening to me. The next part is mindful speaking. And that's the pause before reacting. Like I said, take a second, take it all in before saying anything, before the reaction, because we often speak before we think, right? So this next tool helps us communicate with more kindness and clarity. So the 3-second pause is what it's called. And I don't care if you have to count Mississippi's in your head, because that's what I used to have to do. Just take a deep breath, take a step back, and pause for 3 seconds. And ask yourself, before you respond, when you're just about to, is your response kind? Is it true? And is it necessary? Is it a necessary response? Think of a time when pausing before speaking could have changed a conversation. Could have changed. Not did, but could have. What happened? Did you overreact? Did you jump down somebody's throat? Did you jump to conclusions? Did you make assumptions? Because it happens more often than not. And then things kind of spiral, don't they? And it's hard. And it makes it hard to get back on track because feelings get hurt. Spite takes over a little bit. Yeah. And it's hard. And when your feelings are hurt and you feel a little spiteful, it's hard to reconcile those feelings. So before that even happens, take a breath and think before you speak. It can save you a lot of pain. And it can save your partner a lot of pain. And it's just worth those 3 seconds. 3 Mississippis. 3 Mississippis. So mindful touch and presence. Physical and emotional presence create deeper connection. My love language is physical touch. And we're going to get into love language as well. I think love language is very important. And I'm going to talk about a book at the end of this too. It's not our book, Nook book. That's the name of book club now, is Book Nook, after my favorite bookstore. It's no longer with us. Meh. But try this exercise, even if you're just watching alone and you're watching the recording, it's fine. Place your hand on your chest and take a deep breath. And imagine your partner or loved one in front of you. Okay? Mentally send them love and gratitude. Just mentally send them love and gratitude. Push those feelings towards them. You're just putting it out there, right? You're just putting it out there. In your mind, you're telling them how much you love and appreciate them. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? You're putting it out in the world. You're telling it to them in your mind how much you love and appreciate them. What's it going to hurt? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. And take a breath for a minute. Mm. I slept wrong. Okay. So what's your what's your favorite small physical way to express love? Holding hands, a hug, a gentle touch? I think I told you guys this before. I did, because we were discussing the book. And in the end, it says, hold hands and stick together. Tom and I hold hands all the time. Well, before I was in a wheelchair, we held hands all the time. It's connection, right? Holding hands is security and connection. And we did it as children with each other and our parents. And we take each other's hands when we get married. We take each other's hands when we get engaged. It's just a signal of love and security. It's an important ritual. Holding hands is a ritual. And I think it's something that honestly will never go out of style, right? It's comfort. My grandparents held hands. I mean, I just don't see it as something other than security and comfort and love. So, mindfulness in conflict, okay? Conflict is normal, but how we handle it makes a difference. So, here's a scenario for you. Your partner forgot an important date. How you feel hurt. How do you react? Do you snap at them and say you never remember anything? Do you stay silent but resentful? Or do you mindfully express your feelings? I felt hurt when this was forgotten. Now I know without taking that step back and a deep breath, I would have overreacted and snapped. That was the old me. I'm a new me. I've reset. Now I take a deep breath because resentment has no place in my heart. So I take a deep breath and I can honestly tell him how I feel because we have that type of relationship. So I can say, you hurt my feelings, or I felt hurt. I statements, not you statements. I statements. I felt hurt. It's important to express your feelings in a non accusatory manner. Breathe before responding, it gives clarity before speaking. Use I statements. I felt hurt instead of blaming. And take breaks if needed. Space can prevent escalation. Exactly. Tom is great at taking breaks, meaning he walks away before things get out of hand. And it works. It's the best thing sometimes. But he says, okay, we need to stop. I'll be in the kitchen. And off he goes. And it's like, he's right. Okay. Yep. And I don't follow him out there. I don't, I promise. I don't. Um, but yeah, it's just you have to give each other space and time so things don't escalate. Resentment doesn't form. No spite is involved. Time to breathe, reassess. Is it worth this argument that you may or may not have? Probably not. Probably not. So now we have some meditation. Actually, I have to check really quick. I want to make sure. There it is. Before the meditation part, I did um, I did want to get to this book. It's a great book. Um, it's the five love languages. I gotta make this a little bigger so I can see it. I can't see anything in these glasses. Oh, sorry guys, bear with me. I still couldn't get scripts to work, so I am winging it. Yeah, flying by the seat of my pants. So, um, I want to talk about. So it's just another tool you can use. It's the Five Love Languages by Dr. Gary Chapman. Excellent book. Love is a universal language, but we don't all express or receive it in the same way. Mindfulness helps us become more aware of not just our own emotional needs, but also our partners. The Five Love Languages explores how understanding these differences can transform relationships. So, the five love languages in mindfulness. So, here are the languages. The first one is words of affirmation. Mindfully offering sincere words of encouragement, appreciation, and love can make your partner feel deeply valued. Acts of service, small, thoughtful gestures like making their coffee or handling a task they dislike, show love and affection, or love in action. Mindfulness helps us recognize opportunities to serve without expectation. Receiving gifts. A mindful gift isn't about expense but thoughtfulness. A note, a book, or something that holds meaning strengthens connection. Quality time. Presence over presence. Being fully engaged without distractions creates emotional intimacy. Mindfulness allows us to savor these moments. Physical touch. A hug, a hand on the shoulder, or just sitting close can be grounding and reassuring. Not everybody has just one language. You usually have at least two. I have two: quality time and physical touch. I have this book at home. I have a set of books, actually. There's a series. I'll have Tom bring them. I think these are great books. Mindfulness reminds us to be attuned to our partner's comfort and needs. Many relationships struggle stem from partners expressing love. Yeah, because not because they're expressing it, because we're receiving it wrong. Does that make sense? That makes sense because we're not thinking about what they're doing, we're thinking about how we're receiving it. So, yeah. All right. So, loving kindness meditation. Let's start with close your eyes and take a deep breath. Picture your partner or someone you love and silently repeat, may you feel loved, may you feel seen, may you feel appreciated. Now, after doing this exercise, and you can do it a few times, you can do it once. Um, if you're here, you can put it in the chat. How did it make you feel? Type calm if you feel more relaxed. If you're home and you're watching the recording, you can put this in your journal Or if you're doing this exercise together as a couple, you can tell each other. Okay? Again, you can do this more than once. Sometimes a repeated experience makes it easier to do. So here's the takeaways from today. Okay? Mindfulness equals stronger and deeper love. Small daily practices create lasting connection. Okay? Mm. So the website is up there. I'm going to have another segment in about, I don't know, 10 minutes or so. But we've been listening to Canon in D. Well, I have. I don't know if you guys can hear it or not because I play it low. Don't want to catch a copyright strike. But I did write a poem about Canon in D because it is one of my absolute favorite pieces. So I'm going to read it to you. So here we go. Canon in D. A hush, a breath, a single note, soft as dawn's first golden coat. A whisper through the strings so light, a spark that flickers into sight. The violins take up the sound, a gentle pulse, a world unbound. One voice alone, then two, then three, a melody that yearns to be. It moves like mist on quiet streams, like childhood laughter lost in dreams. A sound so fragile, light as air, yet deep as longing, full and rare. Each note repeats, yet never stays, like echoes caught in winding maze. A step, a turn, a path retold, a dance of time, both young and old. The violas hum a softer call, a golden light, a twilight fall. They weave between the highs and lows, a warmth where fleeting memory glows. And then the cellos, rich and deep, a voice that makes the heartstrings weep. They do not cry, they do not plead, but hold the weight of love and need. A steady hand, a pulse, a guide, a tide that pulls the moonlight ride. They do not chase, they do not run, but sing of all that's come undone. And underneath the bass resounds, a heartbeat set in sacred grounds. The earth itself, so vast, so wise, a constant force beneath the skies. The melody begins again, a turning wheel with no true end. Yet in each rise, in each return, a fire glows, a lesson burns. For though the notes repeat in line, no single step is quite the same. Like days that pass, like lives that turn, like love once lost, like hearts that yearn. It swells, it soars, it finds its place, a song of sorrow wrapped in grace. Not grief, not joy, but something more, a longing stitched into the score. And as it fades, no echoes fall. The silence does not break at all, for still it plays in quiet breath, a song beyond the reach of death. No start, no end, no final key, just time unbound, eternity. Yeah. And they call it a one-hit wonder. It's my favorite one-hit wonder. um, you guys are gonna laugh at me. If I have it in my folder, I hope I do. It might not be. Nope, it's in my other folder. It's for the next podcast. So you'll have to stick around to hear it. I wrote an essay about tea. Are you shocked? You shouldn't be. You really shouldn't be. At all. At all. Right? It's me. Come on, you guys. So, tune in again here shortly. The website is up there. Um, oh, there we go. You can find this stream again on YouTube. And then the podcast itself will be on Spotify and anywhere else you hear podcasts. Okay? Let me this up here. All right, guys. I will see you again here in a little bit. All right. All right. Bye. Love you all.